This is a book written by Mark Polkin. He is trained in Harvard, he is trained in Yale, he is trained in Tufts, and he's an ethnobotanist. Polkin and one medical doctor, he went into the Amazon. That's where all the many plants are available. He wanted to go and search for herbal medicine for diabetes. What he did was, he went to see the Bomo, or shaman they call him, and described the symptoms of diabetes. Diabetes ini type 2 blah 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 blah, give all the technical name. The shaman said this: "I'm sorry my son, we don't know this disease you described. We don't have a name for it. We don't have plant to treat it. Sorry, we cannot help you." The next day, there was a 35-year-old sick lady brought in to see that Bomo. The medical doctor looked at the thing, this is the classical type 2 diabetes. Measure the sugar content, sugar reading was 500 plus. The shaman said, "Don't worry, take this herbal concoction, give it to the doctor, suruh dia bagi pesakit itu minum." And you know what happened? The next day, the blood level went back to normal. 3 days later, that lady went to work in the garden. And the healing of the gangrene started to get better. Polkin balik ke America, come back again after 10 months. He wanted to see the lady that was treated before. And he was speechless when he looked at the lady, because the lady was carrying 100 kilo of cassava on her back. Wow! Polkin said, "I have found it. I know what herbal medicine that was." So what did they do? They collect all the plants that is used for that medicine and bring back to the United States. They analyze in the lab, and what do they find? They find nothing. Nothing. He was so frustrated, dua kali dia bawa balik, they analyze in the high-tech lab, they cannot find anything. Then he asked the shaman, "Why cannot I find anything inside there? Nothing effective." The shaman said, "You want to know which is the most important plant in the recipe. That tells me you don't understand my medicine. I make the potion for 4 plants, and every portion contribute to the healing process." One day, a PhD from USM walked to me. "I analyzed your herbal medicine." He said, "I found nothing." I just smiled. If you want to understand why, read that book that I showed you just now. And you know what this ethnobotanist says? We still don't understand how this shaman medicine is working. We are unable to decipher all of nature's mysteries during the 20th century. Then the next century through, we are not likely to be able to understand. If scientists don't understand this, I think we are not going to be able to understand many more things about herbal medicine. Who is more scientific? The educated scientist just now from Harvard or Yale, ataupun the uneducated Amazon shaman? I have taught in the university for 26 years. I found out that there's not much I learned about science. There are so much knowledge in the world that we do not understand and we do not know. We have to be very humble in our search for knowledge. What we know is so little compared to what we see in the world today. Just being able to analyze the component doesn't mean that you understand the whole. Certain qualities of the component in the herb, for example, or in anything, kalau you tak boleh measure, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Today, we are talking about system biology. Andrew Will is a medical doctor trained in Harvard. He is a botanist and he is now the director of integrative medicine in Arizona University. This is what he said. The dogma in pharmacy of medicine today is still stuck in the 17th century. If we see the plant, we always say it must be equal to isolated active ingredient. That is the equation in medicine, equation in pharmacy. According to Andrew Weil, he said, this is a serious mistake. The idea that plants owe their effects to a single compound, active ingredient, is simply not true. That's why if you want to find the active ingredient of that shaman in the Amazon forest, you cannot find. In this book, Stopping Cancer Before It Starts, he says this: you are right, we are right to have faith in science, but probably wrong to think that science was distilling of everything down to just extracts or defined components. If you read this book by another doctor, Joel Pullman, a very good book, Eat to Live, what did he say? It is never possible to extract the precise symphony of nutrients found in vegetation and place it in the pill. Unprocessed plant food contains thousands of compounds, most of which have not been discovered. Jadi, as a pharmacist, you always look at things and say, semuanya dalam pil, semuanya dalam capsule, itulah. Take this one, it is the answer to everything. I'm afraid, as a botanist, I tell you this, I think it is not right. Well, the author say again, we humans, especially physicians, are notorious for interfering with nature, thinking we know better. Only after we realize that in fact we have made things worse. If you start extracting, you do this, you do that, you concentrate and you put in a pills, maybe it makes things worse. This book, Avoiding Breast Cancer, Dr. David Brownstein said this: the pharmaceutical company wants us to believe that a cure for cancer will be found by a magic bullet drug. This will never happen. Kalau kita nak ambil sesuatu, nak concentrate sesuatu, nak masukkan dalam pil, nak masukkan dalam capsule, and say, telan ini, tomorrow you are cured, I think we are far from it. I am not against anybody. What I'm trying to tell you is that nak bagi satu pandangan yang berbeza, that is what we people in the university should be thinking about. Different of ideas so that you can see things differently. From a botanist, from a biologist, I see things differently from you as a pharmacist or from a doctor. I don't think it is right to just take one compound up and say concentrate this and telan this, you get cured. I think that's not right.